What is going on, folks? What is going on, folks? What is going on, folks? So much to talk about. First things first, yes, I am officially old. I must now wear glasses. Can't promise I'm always going to, but I'm definitely always going to try to because grandpas are supposed to wear glasses, aren't they? I think you could even see the screen in the reflection of my eyeballs. Anywho, bro, does it make sense now, guys? Does everything make sense now? Amy, does it make sense to him?
I think it does now. Yeah.
Weren't you guys
do.
wondering how the hell is this dude giving away techie stuff left and right? How the hell is he giving away techie pins, techie stickers, techie props? Bruh, it's my favorite manufacturer. And you know what else is my favorite?
What's your favorite, Savannah?
That Jaden's wearing this same shirt right now.
Is he?
He is.
Aw, Twinkies.
We're twins. Like father, like son. But, guys, we got so much to talk about. We have Spirit Wave 1 to talk about. I know that we said we weren't going to talk about leaks, but at this point, I can't not talk about them because they are freaking everywhere. And I actually did a little bit of, and when I say little, I mean, bro, almost none, research into some of these leaks to at least make sure that we're looking at what we think we're looking at. We have Techie to talk about. Amy, what else do we have to talk about? We would normally say we were going to be talking about flagship, but
Womp womp.
wah.
Yeah, so we're just going to be talking about Spirit Halloween, the Wave 1 release, Spirit Halloween leaks, the techie news that I'm sure most of you guys saw today. And then we're going to be doing some Q&A because we haven't seen you guys in a bit.
And I will also say that, the folks at Spirit and the folks at Techie know that my opinions are always going to be honest. I don't, what do they say nowadays? I don't glaze. Yeah, isn't that what they say? Like you're glazing? Is it glazing?
I have no idea.
You're glazing Spirit's glizzy. But I always give the most honest opinion that I can, whether I'm partnered with somebody or not. And if something sucks, something sucks. If something's dope, something's dope. If something is something is And I will say, although I love Spirit Halloween, and I love everything that they do for the community, I don't know if they're going to be happy, Amy, with what I have to say, unfortunately.
I think they just want you to be honest, just like everybody else has been thus far.
Yeah, but, sometimes my honesty is a little bit,
Harsh.
well, real,
Yeah.
And we'll get into all that here in a few moments, but I wanted to make sure that we put that out there. I wanted to make sure that you guys understood that, again, we've worked with Spirit in the past. We've worked with Lowe's in the past. We work with, some of these companies present, and we still are going to be real, whether we have a partnership with them or not. I will also say this. I've been saying for a long time that these other companies, I remember back in the day, we used to say Lowe's blows.
We sure did.
And I will say that these other companies have stepped their game up, and the competition is getting stronger. Especially when now you got manufacturers going direct to consumer, which we'll talk about as well. So before we dive into the Wave 1 stuff, Amy, let's go ahead and say hello to who we got in his house.
So we have Oz Creates, the Graveyard Collector, Maddox Haunts, Gems World, a Gemmy Collector, Senior Haunter, Sight, Haley Perry, Strider VR, Peebs Halloween, the Animatronic Guy, Artem Skeleton, Ascend the Clown Haunter.
Hey, Ascend.
EG Haunts, CT Haunts, Ryan's is here. He said, welcome to the glasses world, nerd. Squirrel Gone Wild is here. Creepy Circuit, Halloween Man, Raiden.
I will say this, that just speaking directly to Ryan's, if you guys don't subscribe to Ryan's, you should. I saw Amy, we watched his video today together.
Yes, we did.
And,
phenomenal job.
dude,
Love it.
I absolutely love your videos. Your sense of humor is so unique and lovable, dude. And so I just keep it up, dude. Very proud of you. Very proud of you. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being in the house. I know that you guys probably want to know what we're going to talk about, and oh my gosh, Savannah's going to go ape shit, freaking out and doing weird stuff. Yeah, I will. I definitely will. So shout out to Spasm. I think I just had one. So, but yeah, let's, I almost don't want to dive into our Q&A beforehand, because it might ruin a lot of the news, the behind the scenes, the opinions that that is going to be going on during this live. So I will say this. We originally, before all of the news broke that we were going live and doing this and doing that, and when I say going live, I don't mean this live. I mean going live with the techie stuff. We were originally going to be transforming a techie Leatherface into a Santa Claus Art the Clown. And then right after that, word leaked that Spirit was dropping a Santa Art the Clown. And then Amy and I got a little panicked of like, oh my gosh, right? Like, here it is again. I created an Art the Clown. The next year, 2 companies came out with an Art the Clown. I go to create a Santa one. That same year, someone releases a Santa one. But I will say this. Our Santa one, and right now I'm basing this off of some blurry pixelated picture. Our Santa one's going to kick the crap out of it. I just want to say that. I'm just saying it. There you go. Right now, you kind of know what's going on right now. So let's get into it. What do you feel? You want to get into it?
Yes. Are we going to start with?
Let's start with the Spirit stuff.
All right.
So as I said, you guys can see to my, I guess it's your right, my left. I went ahead and added the names on top of these vomity looking pictures. This is not all of their animatronics. Let me say that. This is not including their online only animatronics. And Spirit always has a late in the game, sometimes even after Halloween wave that they drop, which I don't think are going to be included on here. I think that these are mostly going to be what they have in store. Amy, you want to switch to the next one? And so as you can see, though, quite a bit, and also quite a bit of returns. Surprised at some of these returns, not surprised at some of these other returns. Some of them are wonderful sellers every single year. Some of them I just think are extra stock because they absolutely sucked, in my opinion. But let's get into it. All right, first slide. I had been telling Spirit, Amy, you switching the slide? There we go. I've been telling Spirit forever, drop a Jack the Reaper animatronic. That I would be pretty positive anybody who loves Spirit Halloween would be buying this animatronic. I love the shape of the body on this. It looks like it's strange. It looks like he's again blurry pixel. I don't know. You guys can tell what I can tell, but it looks like it is going to be his flying body. Not sure how they're doing that. And I do feel like they dropped it at the wrong time, though. This would have been perfect for their 40th anniversary. It would have sold like, what's the saying? Sold like gangbusters. Sold like hotcakes. Sold like hotcakes. See, let's go watch a talkie. Speaking of being 40.
Wait, Talkie, like Talkies, like
Not like a hot Cheeto talkie, Amy. A talkie, Talkie, like a talkie, a movie, see? Jaden's saying it looks like he's holding a scythe. I don't see that. I could be wrong. I will say it does look like there's a QR code in the bottom right-hand corner. And I'm kind of glad that they're going to do that, because sooner or later we're going to get a very high-quality scan of this. This came out of the manual for one of the stores that was setting up. And, you know, somebody took it on a potato, obviously. I believe it was an iPhone -1 that they took it on. But I'm sure someone's going to say, hey, I got to go to the bathroom real quick and get some high-quality scans. And at that point, we probably can utilize those QR codes to see the demos, which I'm excited about. Jack the Reaper, not a clown, but depending on how they make him look, if it was anything like, let me grab this real quick. If it was anything like the Spirit Halloween Jack the Reaper costume, you can see here I have a mask that is signed by all of the art team at Spirit. This is a one of a kind. I don't think anybody else in the world has this. But if they made it look like this, which I have a feeling it's going to look pretty damn similar, it's going to look amazing. So that I'm actually really excited for. I wish that they would have dropped that wave. Like, it would have been beautiful as the wave 1 starts coming out. Boom. The last one in wave 1. It would have been great. It would have made a nice grand entrance of Jack the Reaper. I got to put the glasses on him or something. Jack the Reaper. Amy, what are you feeling about Jack?
I'm excited about him. Again, that's something that everybody's wanted for a really long time. Honestly, I don't think that it's an issue that it's not in the 40th year. I think that it's still going to be a huge hit, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that at the 40th year, to be able to custom brand the box 40th year and all that other stuff could have really made it a collector's piece when Spirit's planning on being around for another 40 years. So, but I'm just glad that they finally did this. I feel like anybody that collects anything Spirit, chances are, is going to want to get this. That's just my opinion. I would have it set up year-round here in the studio. As you can see, we're in a different angle of the studio because we're starting to kind of reconfigure the studio. So I would have Jack the Reaper in here all the time.
Yeah, I think that that's what makes this different is, you know, obviously we're clown collectors, and no matter what kind of collector you are, no matter what, you're going to want to get Jack the Reaper.
It represents what we strive for year-round. Like, I think Jack the Reaper at this point, yes, he's the mascot for Spirit, but I actually think he's also the mascot for anybody that does a home haunt or display. All right, let's roll into the next one. Next one is Head Case Harry. You're looking at this. Interesting. Looks like maybe some blood. Yellow around the neck, yellow around the feet, according to this picture. You know, looks very clownish to me. If you go on to the next one real quick, Amy. be able to see a different picture of him. Now, of course, there he's in black and white. For some reason, they made his arm colored. I do believe that his ruffle is probably yellow. But also, I don't know if I can say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. A couple years ago, I was talking with somebody over at Spirit and said, hey, dude, I really want like a mime. Like, you know, Bon Voyage, but scary. You know who Bon Voyage is, Amy?
I do not.
From The Incredibles?
No.
Okay. Well, Bon Voyage. And this particular person said, oh, you're going to love something coming out in a couple years. And I believe this might be what they were talking about. So if it is black and white, again, that other picture, the last one, did look like it was a little yellow around the legs and the neck. Here, I believe they have purposely black and whited it, but if it is black and white, it would be dope. His face or his head sculpt, very interesting though. Amy, kind of looks like Sling Blade, if you've ever seen that movie.
To me, he looks like somebody that belongs in a circus, like a freak. Like his head.
Oh, yeah. Oh, kind of like the what they used to, those chicken eating geeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I did see that. Again, don't know if it's Senior Hunter or Senior Hunter said looks like a Cyclops a little bit, which I agree, because you would think that you would see his eyes a little bit on the side of his head. If it is a Cyclops, that's dope. You know what I mean? But what that has to do with being a head case, I'm not sure. Sometimes I worry about these names because I was figuring head case would be somebody in a mental asylum or a straitjacket. Sometimes these names, and we'll get to these names here in a few, but sometimes these names just don't match, in my opinion, the real vibe of the character. So, all right, on to the next one. Crypt Countess. Tall blob of green and brown. Is it a zombie? Remember, everybody, before when we did this live and we were just looking at the names, people were talking about that it was, they thought it was going to be a vampire of sorts. But these colors to me, Amy, I don't know about you, give off a zombie vibe.
Yeah, I don't know. Is this the one that they said was a Mr. Dark Reskin?
No, that is one. You could tell when we get to that one that it's a Mr. Dark reskin. I'm hoping that this is more of an Emmeline reskin.
That doesn't look like an Emmeline.
If you remember Emmeline was tall and then dropped down.
No, she started back and then went forward. She wasn't tall.
Did she go up when she came, or did she go down?
No, she went forward. Like, she started.
I know
like,
she doesn't just go forward though. She goes forward and up.
Yeah, maybe a little bit up, but definitely not straight up like this. One.
We don't know what we don't know what the angle where the base is or anything, because again, we're looking at 4 pixels.
It looks super tall. Whatever it is.
That is, I agree. I do think that this one looks super tall, probably one of the tallest ones that they have, except for something that's going to be coming up here in just a few. So let's jump on to this one right here. This one I am most excited for. Kind of called it. Bullseye. I knew it was going to be some kind of clown. And we knew it was going to be some kind of target. I think I see pink hair with this dude, yellow outfit, head popping through a bullseye. And for some reason, I look at this and I just think, right? Like, it just gives, like, it's like the Porky Pig, that's all, folks, when he pops in the back of the end of a Looney Tune. These kids don't know what the hell a Looney Tune is. What am I talking about? You guys watched freaking Paw Patrol and Saw Patrol.
So what do you think this one does?
To be honest, I was thinking about this earlier. I don't think we're going to see much out of this one. except for maybe, and this is, again, these are all guesses for me. Even the stuff that is made by Techie, I purposely have not any idea what they do. Because, again, I was anti-leak. So, I think we're just going to see some side-to-side motion on this guy. I don't think we're going to see anything crazy.
What if it turned at the waist and went in the circle?
In a full circle?
Yeah.
I don't think we would ever. I don't think he would do that. I think based off of this presentation and how much is going on the front, I don't think turning completely would be.
Or what if the bullseye part turned and the head just moved back and forth?
I think it's going to be more like this, where the target moves and his body goes side to side, but his head stays still. So,
yeah,
that's, I don't know. Bullseye, though. That is my number. Out of all of them, I'll tell you guys right now, out of all of them, that is my number one. What is going on, Spirit? Hey! That's my, what you doing over there, Spirit? I likes what I see. This one has got my interest peaked like a mug. Really excited for Bullseye. Really excited. All right, let's jump into the next one, which, Amy, you and I started watching the 3rd season of Squid Games, and I think we started watching the series twice and fell asleep twice.
We did. I heard it was not so good, but
not so good.
No spoilers. We're going to watch it at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that if you guys haven't watched the 1st season of Squid Games, watch that. It's the best. 2nd is, 3rd so far is like, It's not really the same vibe. But this is the famous, I didn't know that she even had a name, Young Hee. But this is the famous red light, green light doll. If you actually go to the next slide, Amy, you can see a way better picture of this. And we could also see a way better picture of that damn price. Damn, son, $700, bro.
I wonder, how tall is she?
I think she's going to be tall as hell because
that would make sense.
The price, and also that base looks pretty damn sturdy.
Is that the real price for that thing?
Yeah, $6.99 in America, $839.99 for all my Canucks.
It has to be like 12 feet.
No, I think we're seeing 10 max. I don't even know if we're seeing 10. You have to remember that because Spirit has a certain, they are going into all these different types of suites and stores that, it might have been a Toys R Us with a gigantic ceiling, and it might have been a Ross with a ceiling not so high. I think that on purpose, they have not made this one too tall. Senior Haunter says, apparently she's a giant Death Ray reskin.
Death Ray was super, skinny, though. And, tall and skinny. This one looks like it has, it's a little bit wider.
I think he's meaning more of just the height and base.
A lot of people are saying it is 10 feet, you said.
Jaden said, this prop is so expensive because it's not being mass produced. It's an in-store display exclusive. And you know what that means, folks. That means you're not going to be able to pick it up until October 30th. That's what that means. That means don't expect to do a Squid Games themed haunt this year. Plan next year. I will say, though, that... I saw somebody saying, why would you do this? Why wouldn't you do one of the soldiers? Because this is an animatronic. This is, in the show, it's a big-ass animatronic. I think doing animatronics as animatronics are the best, which is why I want a Five Nights at Freddy's line. And I don't even watch or play Five Nights at Freddy's. I've never played Five Nights at Freddy's. I've never watched the movie. I don't even know. Is there more than one? No idea. There might be 6 nights at Freddy's. I got no clue. But the concept of it, I get it. It's like a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic going ape shit. and some of them have a human being stuck in them or whatever. Super dope concept. I just never got into it, never even attempted to. But having an animatronic that is based on an animatronic, bro, why is somebody not doing it? What are your thoughts on young Hee?
I like her. I just don't know how she would be included in a haunt, but I think she's going to be pretty cool because of how massive she'll be.
Yeah, I think that she's gonna be I think she's gonna be badass. You know, either way, whatever. Keep that on the hush. See that up here? Either way, it's dope. It's dope.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, $700. I mean, it's pricey. But I will say this, if the height is right, it looks just like the damn show. I could see this being, like, I was telling Amy, this would be awesome in, like, our movie theater.
You can't even fit in there, though.
Well, you don't know the height yet.
Even 10 feet. How tall are our ceilings?
Well, maybe
in
we
there?
just cut her off at the knees. I don't know. Put her shoes on her knees.
I think
She'll look like a little person. She'll be a
Wait, who made
young
her?
Lil He.
Who made her? What company?
I don't know. I am not sure who made her.
Well, I think she's awesome. I just, again, don't see how she would fit into a haunt, to be honest.
Well, she's dope either way.
Yeah.
I know that much.
She's cool.
So
she's cool.
she's
All
very,
right,
very,
you
very cool.
Ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's roll on to the next. Monkey business. Ooh, monkey business. This one has had a lot of conversation around. Some people say it's a dude with a monkey in a cage. Some people say it's a clown. Some people say it's a monkey dressed as a clown, and inside the cage is a clown dressed like a monkey. In this particular case, I think emphasis on the business. I'm thinking, what if right now in this picture we're seeing a clown, and why he would be doing it, I don't know. But dude, this is Spirit Halloween. Let's be real. Looks like he's opening a briefcase to me. Yes, Oz Create said the same thing. Monkey holding briefcase in a suit. Whether it's a clown, whether it's a...
I don't see that. I see a monkey at the very top, right? And his hands are like going like this.
No, I don't see that at all. I see a clown in a white and black outfit with a briefcase open up, and it looks like a big monkey inside. Or a monkey's head.
I don't see that.
I do. I don't know. But who knows?
Oh, I see. Let's see. Senior Hunter said it looks like he has a mustache. Yes. See, I see what he sees: a monkey on the very, very top, and the monkey has a mustache.
What? What monkey has a mustache?
Like, okay, right there.
That's a mustache?
Yes, like this is the monkey.
No, bro. Where is his eyes?
I don't know.
No, I see his eyes looking to the left. Here, can I see that mouse?
Yeah.
I just want to highlight what... All right. I see his eyes right here. I see this as a neck ruffle. This is his shoulder. Arm coming down under here. Right? This is obviously like the bottom of his shirt. I see this as the bottom of a briefcase. Back here is the top of the briefcase opened up. Monkey head. Right there. That's what I see. Maybe he's even wearing a businessman's hat, like a 1950s businessman's hat. I don't know. Either way, monkey business. It could be hit or miss based off of the name giving a clue to what it is. But like I said, it can be hit or miss. It's either going to be super dope or it's going to be, what the hell is this? So, next. This one was released. This guy's actually short. He's about 4.5 feet tall or something like that. Reminds me of that other rat. What was the other rat that came out? Wretched Rat or something like that? Mangy Rat?
Yes, that's it.
Except that I think the head on this one looks better than Mangy Rat. This one has whiskers.
Yeah, the detail of his face looks really great. Even the tail, but like,
I don't know what's going on with the body though, in the costume. I will say this, and this is how you know that I'm going to be disappointed in a lot of what's going on with Spirit this year. This kind of costuming is by far my least favorite. Creepy cloth, ripped to shreds. It never, to me, that just screams cheap. We see this time and time again, mostly with zombies, and you'll notice it a lot in this year's animatronics, I feel. Unfortunately. You want to go to the next slide real quick? Here's another shot of him. In this shot, he looks way better. But
yeah, he looks so different.
yeah, like go between the two real quick. Right? This one, fat, not, the face doesn't look like it's super detailed. These both came off of Spirit's website. So like, this one looks like he's skinnier and he's a little more. He's got those lines on his cheek where it looks like he's starving and maybe got some kind of disease or something. You look at the other one.
Oh, sorry.
Fat dude eating cheese. Hunchback like a mug. Hunchback. Go to the next one. I mean, still got a hunchback, but not as big.
And went through Ozempic.
Yeah. Animatronic guy says he looks more like a hamster. I agree. His face is definitely more hamsterish. I think a rat has a longer nose. So there you go. I don't even remember this guy's name. Giant Hamster. He looks like he's selling scions. These kids don't even know what that means. Come on. Oh my God, my references are out of date today. All right, next. Nah, I'm not impressed with that one. Trixie. I've heard so many different things. People were saying this is a clown. People were saying this is a nurse. People are saying that I think it's someone trick-or-treating. All right, people are saying it's a nurse. She's wearing an old nurse's outfit. I don't think so. She's got some kind of hat on too. Oh. Right? I can see a little white hat up there. I don't think it's a clown either. I think it's trick or treat. Trick or treating. This is Sonia said it was Richard Gere's hamster. Oh God. That's hilarious. But I think this is someone trick or treating. There's going to be something that tricks you. She's going to open, possibly open the bag like Slim did, and something's going to pop out of the bag. Is what I'm thinking. Jaden says looks like a flower girl. I agree. It looks again, somebody carrying something. Her name's Trixie. I'm calling that this is going to be a trick or treater.
But it looks like it kind of has like this is a head, like a pumpkin head or something, and this is a body.
No, I don't see that. I see a lot of creepy clothish stuff hanging down there, and a bag that might look a little sopping bloody at the bottom, a little bit, based off of these 3 pixels that this guy took with his rock that he found on the side of the road. All right, next, this thing, dude. Amy, I'm going to let you talk about it first before I do.
I really don't get it at all. Like, what? That's all I have to say. Like, I does anybody like this
So
one?
it was originally called Owl Beast, and then they changed the name to, I don't know, Owl something. I don't remember what the new name is. It was originally Owl Beast. This doesn't even look like an owl. Freaking legs look like an ostrich's legs. Okay, you usually don't even see an owl's legs. You just see a big fat round body and a couple little thinks sticking out. You know what I mean? This thing to me, like, and there's another pic. Switch it to the next picture real quick. This shit looks hilarious. I'm sorry. It looks like a little kid. For any male out there who uses the restroom and you see that little kid at the urinal that pulls his pants all the way down and shows his bare ass when he pisses, that's what this looks like.
I can't.
It even looks like his pants are down by his ankles. This looks like that little kid peeing with his pants all the way down. This shit is... I don't know, and this is the thing, guys, and this is the thing. We're going to get to this, because this is going to be a little bit of a longer stream. We're going through everything with some detail, all right? This prop should have never been purchased by anybody in this condition. This is some Big Lots shit. They went out of business, okay? This is horrible. This looks freaking... What? Go back to the next one real quick. For those who haven't seen this video of this thing, its mouth doesn't move. Its head doesn't move. Its body doesn't move. Its wings go like this. And it goes... And this thing is more expensive than that stupid two-headed one that we'll get to in a few minutes. I don't get it. I don't get it. This guy should have been fatter. Again, a lot of creepy cloth. Let's just, you know what? Let's just do some creepy cloth. There's the bat in Techie we're going to get to in a little bit. That's how you do wings. This, bro. And this isn't even, in my opinion, what Spirit would be doing as their, they have to do budget props every now and then. I don't know. This thing just, and I saw a video of somebody unboxing it. It looked worse somehow. I don't. Come on, dude. This thing right here. What is going? This just is comical. I don't know.
You need to do a photo with a stream of pee coming
yeah, it looks like that Calvin and Hobbes used to pee. What is with all of my references tonight? They're all stupid old references, but it looks like the little kid peeing on the Ford logo on the back of a Chevy truck or something. Just I don't get it. I don't get it. The body is not big enough to be an owl. They could have called him Hawkeye or something else, anything else. And to have no head movement, just the wings moving. I don't know. I don't see it. Go Gina said, gonna collect dust till the 50% off sale. And then probably, I guarantee this is gonna be a return next year. Because they're not gonna sell as many. Next. Not happy with it. A lot of creepy cloth. Trick or Treat Pete. Some people saying this is a clown. They're saying that you could see like a hat maybe on the very top. I'll tell you what I see. I see a Jamaican.
What? What are you talking about?
Let me see the mouse again. I see a Jamaican.
A mouse?
The mouse.
Here.
I see a Jamaican. I see right here. He's got some dreadlocks hanging down, right? Here's some more dreadlocks hanging. He's got a little chin strap beard.
They made a Savannah prop.
With dreadlocks, bro? I ain't got no dreadlocks. Come on. And this just looks like some patchwork outfit with a little crazy bumbleclot hat. I don't know. This I don't know it's colorful. I'll give it that.
It looks like a nutcracker.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I don't know what either one of these ideas that we have has to do with trick or treat. But I'm going to imagine it's a clown just based off of the colors, based off of the cut of the shirt. We know it's a dude because his name's Pete. Definitely, Strider VR says top hat maybe. I think it's definitely a top hat. Ryden says candy-themed clown, which if that's the case, they're going to have a trouble. Because trick or treat. What do you get when you trick or treat? Candy. Look at all the colors. You know what would be really dope is if they made a whole costume out of actual candy wrappers,
Oh, that'd be cool.
right? But if it is candy themed, Rick Thunder's coming for you. He already did the candy themed clown. All right, Trick or Treat Pete, what are you thinking, Amy? You excited for him?
I have no idea.
That's the thing, guys, is
If
I
he's
had
a
told you
nutcracker.
I had told you guys before, when we look at stuff like this, you can't, we thought Mr. Dark was going to suck until we saw him.
That's true.
And we even saw him online and still we're like,
Yep. You never know until you see it in person. Period.
And when we saw Mr. Dark, we had to buy him.
Yep. Even though he's not a clown.
Even though he's not a clown. Oh no, LJ Hunt says he's holding a candy bowl, I think, and now I see it. Oh God, I see it now. I see his hand up there holding the candy bowl. Don't do that. That's the... Oh my, if this is the candy bowl holding prop that we've seen since 1997 of every kind of skeleton, butler, freaking old school Jemmy, like... Oh my, if this is the candy holding bowl prop, I will be sorely upset, bro. Braden, we talked about that one already because we're going in order. But man, this is all right. On to the next. Santa Art the Clown. It literally looks like the same exact I'm trying to fart in the grocery store body that their other Art the Clown had. I think instead of a horn, he is holding maybe a hatchet. Not bloody, I believe, because they didn't bloody theirs up last time. And yeah, I mean, I don't, if he's waving like the last one, again, I will be very disappointed. And based off of these 3 pixels, if that's what it is, they fumbled it. 100%. They fumbled it. Techie has wanted to do an Art the Clown for a really long time. Mike over there is a huge... Mike is one of the designers. Huge horror fan. Loves Art the Clown. Loves Terrifier. Loves that it's bringing back, some of the actual gore and horror. And they already had the mech for the chainsaw from Texas Chainsaw, the Leatherface that they did for Party City last year. And
I would have loved to see what he would have come up with. It would have been super dope.
It would have been super wicked.
Yeah.
And when you think about art in the in the Santa outfit, which is from Terrifier 3, the scene that people talk about is the shower scene with the chainsaw. Or the very in Spirit's defense, or that very first scene. Remember when he's creeping around the house like Santa, dipping in the milk and all that? So in their defense, maybe they didn't make it past the opening scene because it's a pretty gnarly movie. But I don't think he's super bloody. Maybe he is. I don't know. But the stance, it looks like it's going to be, in my opinion, the same exact body as we saw last year, with just a Santa suit. And instead of him holding a horn, he's holding an X. So, Awoken Nightmare says they should have just sold the Santa suit as an accessory for the existing animated art from last year if this is the route they were going to take. And I agree 100%. 100%. They could have had a specific Terrifier brand Santa suit with pre-printed blood splotches on it, a beard that has a little bit of the skin latex on it that looked like it was ripped off of Santa. They could have charged a whole $70 just for that. But going with the whole, I don't know. All right, let's roll on to the next. This one right here, really dope, actually. I feel like they did a great job with the look of it, with the quality of it. The face sculpt looks freaking badass. Go to the next one real quick. A mech we've never seen before. I don't believe that she has an actual body, I think is how they're pulling this off. Most of the weight comes from the mech behind her. Long dress that flows down to the bottom. I don't believe she has anything below the waist. Again, this is all a guess because I haven't actually seen the prop unboxed yet. I love that as it moves, her head comes up. The hands switch position. She goes from praying to jumping at you. The only thing I'll say, Amy, they could have done the Emmeline mech and made it so much scarier.
Well, I really do want to see this in person, as we were talking earlier. I really do think that this is going to be one of those props that people are walking in this store and they get scared from this prop because they have no idea. We don't know what the timing is going to be, the reset. So they could push that step pad and they're waiting, and then boom, it goes off. I really do think that this is going to be one of those jump scare props.
I think this reset is going to be slow as hell. I unfortunately do. And the reason I think that the reset is going to be so slow is because not only does it have to go back, all those gears have to turn the head down, put those arms back into place. I think when it jumps out, it's going to just, Dagger Mike scared people.
Yeah.
Little tiny Dagger Mike. Anything that moves sudden like that, it's going to scare. And this one's creepy as hell. They did a great job at least on the images that are on the website. Great job on the sculpt. Great job on the makeup. Great job on the costume. I'm excited to see this mech. This is, again, I if I ever was to get this prop, it would be completely changed to a different character just because of what we collect. But this right now, out of the stuff that has been released, is by far top tier. Out of the stuff that we have seen that they've actually released in Wave 1, this is what I wanted Wave 1 to look like for 90% of what they dropped. Will you go back to the last picture? This right here is what I wanted them to drop. I wanted scary. And again, I'm a clown guy, but Monkey Business, the name alone, not scary, my guy. I know bangers, my guy, not a banger. This one right here, though, this is dope. This is dope. Whoever, I think it might be Crazy Create based off of the different mech, based off of the style of the face and everything like that. But you know what? I also figured out why I like this face so much. Amy, will you go 2 slides?
Like this way? Back to the new slide?
Yeah, to the new. So not this one. Tell me that doesn't look like Art the Clown from Poison Props. Very similar. Am I tripping?
I could see them being brother and sister for sure.
Like if I was going to reskin this nun, it looks like maybe put a dot on the nose and a couple eyebrows, boom, done. You know what I mean? Like very similar face. Oh, don't get me started. Okay, so she's made by Wu-Tang. And same people that made Lucky Bottoms, which we're going to get to. I want to talk about. I'm just going to say real quick about Lucky Bottoms. We obviously got Lucky Bottoms, and then they came out with, what was it? Lucky Liz, Unlucky Liz, whatever her name was. Mm-hmm. Same exact prop. Only thing, hey, let's go ahead and change the costume, essentially, right? Lazy. We're going to get into lazy transformations coming up here in a few moments. So, and Count Gordula, I agree. Spirit is going to make like 12 reskins of this based off the mech alone. Pretty positive of it. But I'm surprised that we didn't get one reskin of Emmeline, and I didn't hear of any real issues with Emmeline. Matter of fact, one of the first shorts we ever did that went viral was Emmeline. Based off of, I don't think people expected it. So, all right, let's keep rolling. Backbend Bonnie. Not to be confused with Big Booty Betty. Backbend Bonnie. Some people had said that they think that it's going to like kind of go forward and then backwards. I heard somebody online talking about how they don't think that they're going to make her face scary because she'll be bending away from them. I don't think so. I think right now we're looking at the front of her standing up, but I think to present this to somebody, we would be behind her and she would bend backwards to look at us. I'm hoping it's not one that turns like this. I'm hoping it's one that turns like bends like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that wouldn't be scary if she's bending forward.
No, I'm saying backwards. Like if this was her face.
Yeah, I think that though, if she was going to, like you said, if she was going to bend like that, don't you think she'd be facing?
Yeah, but what are they going to show a picture of? Just hair? Look like Cousin It.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this one.
I think that because there was that prop a long time ago that kind of did a backbend type of vibe. Was that little chick's name on the swing? I don't remember.
The swing.
Yeah, I don't remember. But I have a feeling that it's going to be a very similar. It's going to be a Bloodthirsty Betty type of thing, but standing up. Is what I'm feeling here. If that makes sense. So, some people are saying they think that she's a reskin of Broken Spine Girl. Could be. Menacing Molly. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Count. Thank you, Peebs, and El Sad Show, and House of Doom, and EG, and Animatronic 2010 Haunter, and Jaden, and Senor. And anybody else that wants to say Menacing Molly. I think it's going to be that kind of vibe. I will say, though, it does seem like we have more than a couple female props this year, which I'm happy about. Not little kid girl props, but I have a feeling this is like a life-sized woman prop. So, all right, on to the next. Fire Demon. Amy? Fire Demon looks scary as shit. Look at those horns.
Yeah, this is the one when we talked about on our last live that fog might be coming out of its horns.
I think that fog may still be coming out of the horns. I think I don't know if he's holding something, but both of his arms seem to be out, but one of them seems to be a little bit higher than the other one. He does look like, wasn't there one that came out last year or something from Party City that had smoke that came out of his horns? Forest Demon is what everybody's saying. I don't remember if Forest Demon was the guy's name I'm thinking of. But, just a silhouette alone with these 3 pixels looks badass. Looks badass. The horn shape alone, not just like a straight one, that curve, that end curve.
Right.
Like it does
it's different.
It does the arch and then that little part. Super dope. Super dope. I'm excited to see this one. Again, not as excited as some of the other ones, but I do think after the Nun piece, this might be number 2 prop people are going to run for. And I also think that Bullseye is going to be a sleeper. I think people are going to see Bullseye, and a lot of people are going to grab him. I'm just guessing. Let's go on to the next lazy one. Holy moly. If you guys haven't seen the video of this guy, this is Two-Faced Teddy. I was thinking it was going to be a teddy bear. A lot of people thought it was going to be something with a teddy bear. Go to the next slide. Does this look familiar, guys? Does this look familiar to you? His head turns around. Okay, you have two separate sculpts here with these weird George Jefferson afro. Why do I keep making these references nobody's going to get?
I love the hair though.
Do you?
They really try. I mean, we always like them to have something different that we've not seen. Well, I guess we have seen stuff like this before, but
We've definitely seen this. This is poor George.
Poor George had
his
the
hair
afro
is different. No, his hair is different.
And I don't think he had the eyes like that.
Really?
Like Waving Wally.
You don't think so?
Right.
Go ahead and go to the next slide.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna be proved.
Really?
No, they're different.
This is definitely saying they're just different colors. I'm calling this
Different.
guy More George because he's just poor George with legs. Okay?
They're brothers, okay?
If anybody calls this guy anything else but More George, this is More George. I think that they took a really dope concept for a half prop of poor George, seeing a mech we haven't really seen before, to a dude that just turns his head around, and it's the same gag. It's the same exact gag. Not a different face, not a different concept. They were just like, let's give poor George more George. They found his legs. And he got a haircut.
I feel like poor George is like a
Scarier?
demon. Yeah, like a demon, like possessed, and the other one's just like not.
If you notice, though, they did the makeup the same. Oh, let's change the color of the nose. Isn't that clever? No,
But
it's
no
the same
blood.
damn thing, bro.
No blood on more George.
Zero blood on More George. And to me, you go back a couple so we can see his outfit again. This outfit, I love the colors. Halloween, 100%. His gloves look inflatable for some reason. Even his costume looks like it's inflated. Does it not look like an inflatable costume?
I don't think so.
Looks a little too round. Same with his gloves. But his body looks like, what's the freaking dude they just re-released? The fart name? Silent and Deadly? Right? Like, what? That's his, More George. I don't know. I mean, Amy was like, oh yeah, that's a good point, Phantasma. He said no hip hoop. That's what it looks like. No hip hoop. Just goes straight down. But Amy said, we're not going to get this guy, are we?
No. No, we're not. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but check it out, Amy. I will say this. With the coupon that you usually can get through Spirit, who knows if they're doing it this year, but you can get this guy for less than $100. Changes the story now, doesn't it?
Why would you want a cheap prop?
Well, if it's the same quality as Poor George, it's not cheap, it's just lazy. And it would be a good filler. It'd be good for comparisons. But again, this is something I feel, roll this out later on after you got people excited about what's going on. You got an owl that looks crazy. You got this dude. You got Splinter from the Ninja Turtles. And then you drop that dope-ass nun. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed with the drops so far. With the ones we can actually see. Let's keep going. More George. Twisted Grandma. Twisted Grandma. What do you think Twisted Grandma is, Amy?
I don't know, but to me, why does this look like an animal?
Because you aren't wearing your glasses?
No, yes, I am.
Oh. Go to the next slide real quick. I think this is going to be Twisted Grandma. This was a concept that Techie did.
Oh, yeah.
You could see that the costume literally twists around. The head kind of stays the same facing at you. Go back real quick. I think that's what we're seeing here. I think they changed the costume. Phantasm says she has a shower cap on now. Could be. Go back again. Could be a shower cap. Could be that she's wearing a nightgown or something. Someone said Twisted Grandma looks like Amy.
I do not look like that.
So go to the next one real quick. Yeah, this one. Now the funny thing about this concept that Techie got leaked out of Techie a couple years back. I think in 2024 is when this was supposed to come out. Go to the next slide. Tell me that's not a very similar costume. Go back one. Look, got the creepy cloth, got the collar, the black dress. And switch to the next one. Creepy cloth, the collar, the black dress. You guys know that grandmas don't wear this kind of shit, right? Bro, I'm old, which meant that my grandmother was much older than me. She never wore shit like this. I don't think anybody's grandma.
That's like a great grandmother.
This is like a grandmother if she was born in the 1890s. But I don't know. I don't know about Twisted Grandma. What do you think about Twisted Grandma? If it's that techie concept, go back one more. If it's this concept, dope, because I want to see this mech so bad. I want to see this mech so bad.
I just don't know how I feel about it being a grandma. You know what I mean? Like, as a clown or as something else. Where are you gonna put a grandma in your haunt?
Well, what if you just had like a creepy old abandoned house looking type thing?
That'd be good.
Got an old grandma living in there. Or seeing how it's a very, very, very old grandma, and this is a very scary concept, maybe she's just a racist. She's just an old racist. That's what's so twisted about her. She's like, get off my lawn, anybody who's not the same color green as me. I don't know. I again, right now we're making an assumption based off of 4 blurry pixels, guys. But I do think that this could be one of the sleepers, depending on the mech. We might be extremely surprised by Twisted Grandma. All right, let's roll with the next. This is the one we were talking about, Amy. That is a Mr. Dark reskin. Make more sense now looking at him?
Yeah, definitely, with the cloth all at the bottom. Yep.
The only thing is the colors seem a little strange.
Yeah.
Brown and then all that red that's going on there. I don't know if it's... I don't know. But I think we can see a picture of him in the next slide. Definitely Mr. Dark. You tell by looking at it. Again, though, we've seen the same heads used as the past, the same concepts used as the past, same bodies used as the past, the same mechs used as the past. I just don't feel like there's too much original stuff going on here. Also, I do want to say real quick, somebody had talked about one of your favorite props last year, Amy, was Nibbles, right?
Yep.
You loved the technology that Nibbles used, which I'm sure all of you know, but Nibbles would track people as they moved by him. Somebody said, what if that technology was inside a young he? Right?
Oh, wow.
Right? If they didn't do that, bro.
That would be, but they can't do that though.
Can?
You know why? No, they can't do that
Why?
because nibbles, you have to be eye level with the person. If it's however
You're
tall it
right.
is, there's no way.
Unless the sensor, because they did the sensor in Nibble's nose. If they did the sensor in her belly button, they could.
Possible. That would be dope. And if it had like servo eyes where it's like looking around, you know what I mean?
Like how it does on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, another Mr. Dark reskin. This is now what, the third Mr. Dark reskin? Fourth Mr. Dark? What did we had the... Wasn't there like a witch or something we had too?
Yeah, this is fourth.
This is fourth, bro. I don't want to, I don't know. And yes, I do think that is Trick or Treat Pete behind him. But I can't tell much except that he has an arm and a hair that looks like a helmet. I don't know. Again though, these are new glasses. I haven't even had them a week, so cut me some slack. But I'm not Sonya, I would definitely do that. Purchase this dude, switch the mech, take him back, boom, done and done. But how many, I just don't get how many times we're going to see the same prop rethemed. You know, Mr. Dark was special when you first saw Mr. Dark. Right? It was like, yo, we don't know shit about him. Little monster dude. Oh my God, what? You know me, my hat got knocked off my head first time I saw Mr. Dark. How many times are we gonna see the same mech being used though? This is now the fourth iteration in about 5 years, because it was Mr. Dark, then they brought Mr. Dark back. Then it was Hellspawn. Then it was Tweaker Twyla or something like that. Now this dude.
I will say though, from this photo, it looks. I'm interested to see what it looks like in person, like the detail of it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look cheaply made.
No, none of them looked cheaply made. That's the one thing about the Mr. Dark piece. None of them were cheaply made. Like the face, the hands, you know, other than Mr. Dark, whose costume was just black. None of them are cheaply made. It's just space these out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, do a Mr. Dark and wait 3 or 4 years and then do a reskin of the same mech. That way we can go, oh, dude, if you didn't have a chance to get Mr. Dark or something like that, you get something else. You know what I mean? This one actually is not AI upscaled. The reason it looks a little weird is because I took somebody's watermark off the top where it's blurry up there. Took someone's watermark off, mostly because I didn't know who they were. I would have given credit where credit was due, but I know that they didn't take this picture. So, because I also saw it on somebody else's without the watermark. But yeah. Oh, on to the next, I guess. Lantern Keeper. Remember we were talking about Lantern Keeper? When we were going over the names, Amy?
I don't remember that one.
I remember thinking, oh, that sounds like it's going to be a creepy, like, Undertaker. There's a lot of Undertakers going on. Go to the next page, you see a real clear picture of Lantern Keeper.
Whoa, that's not what I was thinking.
I will say this, though, and I haven't seen anybody.
Wow.
I haven't seen anybody talk about this. This is a picture out of the manual. That red line going to his foot that then goes up into his body. Is that a fog line? Is this a line for a fogger? To have fog maybe come out of his face somewhere? I I'm not sure what that red line is unless it's a fogger cord, but if it's a fogger cord, why is it coming from the front? Oh, for step pad, they're saying. Okay, well, then we're going back to what we did back in the day. It's a dude that's going to move his head and his body left to right. You know, I guess I sound a little nitpicky right now because I'm like, dope mech, why are we keep using it? And then we're like, same old boring mech. Like, you know, it's I don't know, but I'm not feeling it. I don't see. And what do these have to do with a Subway? This dude works at Subway. I think this guy's made me a cold cut combo before. Look, his hand, if you moved that lantern, his hand looks like he's grabbing a handful of lettuce for your sandwich. I don't know. Yeah, it does look like he does a shh, like a fart clown. Silent and shitty. Right? But why are you going to have two props in the same year that do shh? Come on, bro. What are we doing, dog? You're going to have two props that shush. You got props back to back with the same head doing the same trick. I don't know, man. Bullseye better come knocking it out the park. Twisted Grandma better knock it out the park. I want to see some crazy shit, Spirit. We've been looking forward to this. And you took away Flagship from us. Not your fault, but you know what I mean. You took away Flagship from us. And so now, you know, I'll be honest. When you at Flagship, I feel like when people are at Flagship, and you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, I've been to every single year since they started doing the Flagship openings. People get so hyped there that they start buying anything. The animatronics that came out this year sell out real quick, doesn't matter. You know what? They pull that old crappy Sunstar animatronic out the back. I'll buy it for $200. You start seeing people buy stuff that they know they didn't even have any idea that Spirit was holding at that store, and they just start grabbing it.
It's just to say that they were able to purchase something from
Flagship. And you're in the hype of it. You're in the hype of, oh my God, I got to get something. I've waited in line. But I don't know if, there's no way that Spirit has been this lackluster since I think ever so far. Again, we've only seen like 10% of their shit. But I'm just not super duper duper impressed with a lot of these props. If this prop is anything more than the head spinning prop, price wise, bro, tripping. All right, on to the next one. I feel like I'm bitching now. On to the next one.
Is that it?
Is that the last one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, shit. That's the last one. Everything else is a re-release. They're bringing back Corpse Bride, the duo of Corpse Bride, which I think it's Home Depot is bringing back Corpse Bride as well.
Your donation calls for a celebration.
That scared me.
I think Twisty Grandma is the owl beast. They got the same legs. Oh my gosh. Am I tripping, guys? Am I the only one that feels like this so far, what we've officially seen? We've seen, I think, 4 or 5 props officially. Mm-hmm. And I've only been impressed with one. With one. That's bad compared to years past.
Yeah, I remember like every year usually we're like, oh, we have to get like 6 animatronics or 7 animatronics. Like,
I'm hoping that
weird year.
I'm hoping they came out with the weakest. I'm hoping they came out with the weakest of the weak for this first string of events. Oh, Amy, guess what we have to review?
What?
We might have to do a BRB.
Oh, okay.
We're going to be right back, folks. You'll want to stick around for this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about a lot. It's not over yet, son. If you thought the live stream was done, you are mistaken. Sorely mistaken. You have sores.
Whoa! Your donation calls for a celebration.
Is Monkley businessman Mr. Darf? I have no idea what you're trying to say, brother. But I appreciate it. We had to check something out as we start moving towards this next chapter in the psychotic circus of Savannah's life, I guess you can say. You missed the part earlier, animatronic 2010 haunter. Yes, I have to wear glasses now. I'm getting old. I'm officially a grandpa. Not officially a grandpa, but like, bro. But I mean, as you guys see, you know, we got crazy. Amy's desk behind the camera has our logo all over it. You guys know that when we've been doing these...
Whoa! Your donation calls for a celebration.
Is monkey business less than 100 USD? I really hope so. I want to buy it for my grandma's second aunt. Is she still alive? I don't know. But I doubt it's less than $100. I doubt it. But what I was saying is, as we get closer to this next chapter of where we go as haunters, as content creators, I hate that term, but a lot of people have had some questions about what's going on with Techie, how, why, who, what, where, and when. We're going to answer all that who, what, where, and when. We're going to show you guys some official... You guys are going to get the snippet for a piece of the infomercial that we had filmed. And as you guys, a lot of you guys have known, maybe you don't, there is some animatronics that Techie is now going to be selling direct to consumer. And I want to address a couple things real quick before we get into them. I saw where some people were going, oh my gosh, they're kind of expensive. Regarding the life-size animatronics, like the full-sized animatronics, you have to remember that shipping is free with TechieCreations.com. So it's not like where you are purchasing something from another site and going, oh, it's $199. And then they tack on $40 shipping. And then they tack on...
A round of applause to our newest carny.
Right on, Halloween Nightmare. But then they tack on $40 shipping and then $80 for an oversized shipping, which, what? I don't know. Shipping is free. The other thing I wanted to kind of tell you guys about, and I'm going to get into this a little bit more in detail with receipts, son, is that the way that this all works is, or at least my understanding of the way it works, based off of in House of Doom, all you have to do in that case is just order it to my house, and I'll see you guys when I come to Canada. But the way it works is that there are designers at these companies, whether it be Techie or some other company, and the designers, if they're good at their job, which, again, I'm not trying to glaze the glizz of Techie, but everybody at Techie is a horror fanatic. They're Halloween fanatics. They understand what we've been wanting. That's why they always have the craziest mechs. That's why they were the first company to drop pneumatics to a commercial audience. That's why you see things like Mr. Dark. That's why they still, to this day, for now 20 years or something like that, the originators of the jumping spider. Right? When everybody else was just showing something like this, outside the box. They are revolutionary in this industry. And they're American based. Right? All Techie employees that are actually Techie employees are living down the street from you, essentially, right? So what happens is these designers who know their shit, they come up with these designs. They send these designs to a factory and they get one sometimes 2 models made of what their plan was. And these guys always shoot it out of the park. They always have some really, really high quality stuff. These big box companies, you know, they make their trips around and they go to all these different makers and designers. Let's see what you got. And when they look at the props, sometimes they go, that's dope. I want it just as it is. That's a win-win for everybody. But sometimes they go, that's dope, but I don't know if this is needed. And can we change that to a creepy cloth? Yeah, I mean, it'll save you $3 per whatever. Yeah, change it then. Okay, it's not going to look as good. Change it. We want it to be a little bit cheaper. And that effect that it's doing, can you maybe make it, how can you make that cheaper? Well, instead of jumping out 6 feet, we can have it jump out 4 feet, save you $60. Yeah, do that then. So, not to say that every single time it happens, because I know it's not every single time. And again, this is just my opinion of it. This is not, I'm not a techie employee. I am not or anything of that nature, right? But sometimes these guys want to present to you what they have designed and how they've designed it. And through our relationship with the folks at Techie that we've had for years, they have said, Savannah, you're right with this idea. Let's go direct to consumer. It'll just be smaller MOQs, which is the quantity that they have to make. It'll be smaller because we're not putting it in 1,200 stores. So that's going to cause it to be a little more expensive. The quality, they're not going to be cutting, right? That's going to cause it to be a little more expensive. But this isn't going to be necessarily for the person that is going to be buying the $98 prop. This is going to be for the person that takes their home haunt serious. Maybe not distortions level serious. Maybe not scare factory serious, where that's a professional prop, but takes it to another level. Wants this stuff to be around for as long as it possibly can versus a year before it craps out, right? So with that being said, this is where Techie Creations comes in. Techie Creations is Techie taking a small handful of stuff and bringing it straight to you. So there's 2 animatronics that are available on the website, and then some tabletops as well. Initially, we were just talking about doing the little tabletops because I said, hey, if we're going to try this out, let's do something with a license that you guys already own. They said, well, what do you know? We own the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and you're the fucking clown guy. Cool, let's see what you got. So they showed us what they had. Amazed by it. The quality of it is, Amy, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, it's awesome. The
Next,
detail. Yep.
The detail is freaking dope.
And plus, again, we love Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Our home haunt was Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Literally perfect for us.
And we figured, hey, it's some tabletops. It's rare. It's a collectible. And then they said, yeah, but let's put some
Give a
animatronics.
round of applause to our newest carny.
Thanks, but I got no idea how to say that name. I got no idea how to say that name. Love you though, bro. Or sis, or... So, I want to kind of show you guys that stuff, and then we're going to give you a sneak peek at one of the little infomercials that we had filmed there, where you can kind of see them in action. We have an infomercial that's a little bit longer that you'll be able to see them in action in a bit more detail. Amy, can we pull up the slideshow first? So I want to talk about these real quick. This is Axe Grinder. If you have, or if you've seen those skeleton bands from Lowe's, this is the ultimate deluxe version of it. Whereas the other one just pretty much, I think, nods his head. This one strums the guitar, nods his head, like headbangs like a mofo, and turns his waist. As you see, has a dope-ass outfit with a pleather for you vegan folks out there who don't want to harm any cows. Dope-ass outfit, dope boots. The guitar is crazy compared to the version of this dude that was released at Lowe's. Has lighting on it, so you know that it's like gonna look like a freaking concert when he starts rocking. Go to the next page real quick. This is what I want to show you the difference of. Both made by Techie. Right? On the left is what Techie wants to... Or I don't want to say that. On the left is what Techie designs. On the right, it's still Techie designs, but it's when other people get into the mix as well. Right? And I know people that were going crazy for the one on the right. That guy's cool, which he is, dude. He's dope. You got the band going, like Brick Thunder has the whole skeleton band. Every guy you can imagine. But one of these dudes looks like the background guitar player, and the other guy looks like the lead guitar player, if you know what I'm saying. Right? Whereas the dude in the back's just... The dude in the front, like, go back one more. You can't really tell in this picture. Go one more. Go one more. Okay, go back. There's another picture that shows that his arm right here at the elbow strums the guitar. Right? You see what I'm saying about the costumes? Right? They come up with this one. Somebody else says, man, we want to make it cheaper. I get it. I get it. This is for the high quality. This is where you're like, yo, some people want to go get a burger, they hit up McDonald's. Right? Nothing wrong with it. Shit, I love a Big Mac. Maybe not a Big Mac. I'm more a fan of the double quarter pounder with cheese. I don't like the sauce. But some people go to McDonald's. And then some people go to Five Guys. Right? There's a difference in price there. You're not spending 99 cents. You're spending, $7, $8 on a burger alone. Right? That's where the difference is here. This is what this Techie Creations is for the folks that say, yo, I want the best. You know what I'm saying? Jaden says, that band is one of my favorite things to ever hit retail. People love them on Halloween night. That's right. And Jaden, imagine this dude in the mix. Playing that damn guitar. You got a light show. You don't even have to have lights, which I know, Jaden, you do. But if all of them went the way that they were originally planned, they'd all have the built-in lighting. Look at the difference in the costume. Look at the difference just in the body language. You see what I'm saying? Like, huge difference. And that guitar, bro? That guitar is badass. If you have the band and you don't get this dude, you are tripping. All right, Amy, you got anything to add to Axe Grinder here?
No, I love them too. Of course, not our cup of tea just because it's not a clown. I wish it was. They came out with a clown version, but no, I think he's dope for sure.
A clown band would be kind of fresh.
Exactly, because then we could partake. But no, he's dope. He's
all right,
super dope.
I want to show Bloodthirsty real quick. There's going to be some other comparisons that we talk about on this. So you guys remember... Animatronic guy, you're right. It's $600. That includes the shipping on it. That includes the higher quality. So while you're buying a $400 prop online from another retailer and then having it shipped to your house, you're now at around $550. you might as well spend the extra $50 and get the way better mech, way better lighting, way better look. So, and just so you guys know, these do not have a pre-order goal like the Killer Clowns ones, the licensed stuff. Licensed stuff, the Killer Clowns has a goal. These guys don't have a goal. Pre-order them now, because it's a limited run. Right? So, this dude, Bloodthirsty. This dude is badass. This is what I was talking about. When you look at the wings, this guy's got veins in the wings. Yes, they are outdoor rated, Lucas. This is a pneumatic prop. Again, Techie, the only company to bring pneumatics to the commercial, or excuse me, to the home haunt. It's usually something for a commercial haunt. This thing here is dope, 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 dope. I do want to say, kind of has a little Mr. Dark look to him. If you look at the way his face is, the cheeks. But the head and the hands, if you guys have seen, held, talked to any of the Techie pneumatic props that came out from Lowe's a couple years ago. I was seeing if we had one around here. I think we have one back there.
What are you looking for?
I was looking for that pneumatic clown. I wanted to show the head, how it's foam filled.
It's like way, yeah.
It's all right. The quality is next level compared to what you're grabbing for $300, $400, right? So, oh, Amy's grabbing the head real quick because I was going to have her go to the next slide. Yeah, it's all right. Just go to the next slide. Again, wings, this is how you do it. This one still has some creepy cloth. Don't get me wrong. But this one, the price is not necessarily in the costume. And this is the other piece. Not only does he shoot forward, he shoots up as well. He's pneumatic. So there is no reset time, essentially. It's... You want to talk about scaring people? This dude. You want to mount this dude upside down? You can. That's how the pneumatics work. You can mount this dude however you want. Go to the next one real quick, Amy. This is what I would call like the pneumatics of this is bigger than the pneumatic clown that was at Lowe's. Right? If you guys remember, that clown just kind of went like this. Didn't really go out. Just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Whereas this dude goes out. It's like a Mr. Beast. I saw the comment. It's like a Mr. Dark Junior-ish on how far it goes out. All right. We will be showing videos of this guy, not right this second. All right, go on to the next one real quick because I want to show something just in comparison. And not to knock anybody, but I just want to point something out here. Because, Amy, you were talking about earlier. This is actually kind of me talking to you about this, Amy. Mm-hmm. You were talking about earlier, I wonder how long that reset is on the Nun. And the Nun, by far the best. I'm super excited for that Nun. I've had nothing but positive to say about this Nun. But the reset, because it's electronic, is different. It's different than the reset on Bloodthirsty. Right? So you can see these are actually the Bloodthirsty goes out a little bit further than the Nun does. Also raises up. And the reset is something ridiculous. Now again, you do have to have an air compressor. If you have one, dope. If you don't need or if you don't need to go buy one, that's dope. But you can get an air compressor. You know, I think we got one for like $80. You can get an air compressor, especially if you get it used, super cheap. You're not doing any kind of tool or anything with it. Just hook up to one of these. They got silent air compressors nowadays. This is next level for your home haunt. Again, Spirit is dope. Majority of our shit is from Spirit. Probably 99%. right? Or the equivalent of, and we will still continue to. But this is when you want to get something different, something bigger, and also something that not everybody has. And that's the one thing I mean, luckily I say luckily, we collect clowns, so when people show up, they go, yes, by the way, Graveyard Collector, I do want to say that the band member, the skeleton dude, is Bluetooth, and he hooks up to the existing Bluetooth skeleton band members. He works the same way, so you don't have to worry about that. Works exactly the same way as all of the other ones from Lowe's. But this one, the Bloodthirsty here, right? This is when you want something at your house that you don't have to worry about the neighbor down the street also having. You don't want to worry about, you know, the kids from school coming over and going, yeah, my brother has that. I knocked the head off. Right? Like, this is what sets Home Haunts apart from other people. We have a crap load of clowns, which luckily most people don't have that such large of a collection of clowns. Right? But sometimes people come still with, I don't even know how many clowns we have, Amy, over 100? Pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Sometimes people will still come over and go, oh yeah, I've seen that one. Oh, I've seen that one. Bro, this is where you ain't seen this. Trust me. Yeah, Bloodthirsty runs on a minimum of around, I think it's 99 or something. 100 PSI, something like that. You can get a small air compressor to do that. We have a tiny one, and it does a 150 PSI max. So I just wanted to show you guys a bit of the differences of those. Go ahead and go to the next one real quick. This is where this whole conversation originally started, is that the other thing is the last time we brought something to market or attempted to, it wasn't licensed, and licensed tends to go better. Now again, the quality of these guys is not what you get at like a big box store. You can see, just for my favorite over here is Shorty. Mm-hmm. His teeth are sharp, bro. Right? This is the piece that the first piece we were going to bring. And actually, it's funny because we were just going to bring these first, and then animatronics and all that stuff were going to come later. People found the website before we even let it loose. Yep. Right? So, this is the first step of Haunter-controlled releases. And this is why we're talking to you guys so much about this, because this is nobody has done this before, except, you know, Brick Thunder had or has his collection with the good folks at Halloween Costumes. Thank you, babe. Right? But we're able to bring licensed stuff if we wanted to. Right? This is just the tip of the iceberg. If we can show Techie, this is what we want. And think about these last two animatronics. Think about these collectibles versus, you know, what Home Depot's dropped this year. Home Depot's dropped some dope stuff. They ain't dropping no pneumatic freaking bloodthirsty bat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's next level. We go to the next slide real quick because I just kind of show these guys a little bit up close a little more. Shorty, we want these dudes to look wicked. There's been some releases of these characters that I'm trying to see if we have any around here. Here, hold that right here. Cartoony versus scary, bro. I'm sorry, are we Halloween or are we not Halloween? Are we horror? Or are we play toys? I don't know about you guys, but I'm Halloween. I'm Halloween to the fullest. Go to the next one, baby. These guys do move. We'll show a piece to it there in a few. A video in a few. Go to the next one. Just so we can do a comparison again. Are we scary or are we cartoon? And trust me, these collectibles are a lot bigger than these pops. There is a difference in the quality. There is a difference in the looks. We want this to look like the movie did. So we said, look, if we're going to put our stamp on it, and we're going to do a licensed piece first, we're going to do clowns, let's do them right. You want to add anything to that, Amy?
Nope, I agree with you 100%. And yeah, we want to get this to market.
Phantasma Gore says, you know, if this goes well, it would be insane if you can make the tabletop life sizes too. That's the goal, my guy. That's the goal, guys. This is the tip of the iceberg. Please understand, when you cop one of these animatronics, when you cop these clowns, it is not just you getting something dope that nobody else has. It is you saying, we want to be heard. And you know that I mean, how many times we go live with you guys and we hear what you have to say? Mario Sonic Freddy said they look spot on to the film. You want to go to the next one real quick? So some of this stuff we can talk about. Some of it we can't talk about yet.
Well, we can only talk about the 3.
Yeah. So this was us at Techie when we filmed our infomercial. We have a piece of our infomercial. Do you have that all set up? Mm-hmm. We have a piece of the infomercial we want you guys to check out. Let me know what you think.
Hold on, let me get it. Hold on a second.
All right, and you're taking me off the screen when you show it, right?
Oh, let's see. Yeah.
Oh, wait, go back to the last one real quick. Oh, you don't have to. Don't worry about it. Again, guys, we can only talk about some of those, but you see what you see what Techie's working on. You see what we're trying to do with you guys. We're on lives every week. You think I'm not hearing what you guys say? You want stuff to be more screen accurate? I don't want to continue to see, which I love these guys, but I don't want to continue to see Leatherface, Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, Chucky, Ghostface, Leatherface, Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, Ghostface. Like over and over and over and over these same characters over and over. We now have their ear. I want to think about Candyman. I want to think about Ash and Evil Dead, or Five Nights at Freddy's, like we were talking about earlier. I want to think about, the Spawn, or Blade, Captain Spaulding. I want to think of, Phantasm. I want to think about horror films that, I want to see some Cenobites in there. I want to see aliens from the Alien flicks, or Predator from the Predator film. Carrie. I want to see items that these other box stores, even if they want to, can't do. Because either they have to think big market, big market, big market. How do we make a profit still? Whereas with this being direct to consumer, with this being a small limited run, it can be a bit more. We don't necessarily have to worry about such a large profit because we're shipping out 120,000 of these. We might just be shipping out 1,000 of these. So, you know, think of it like when you think about any collectible.
Savannah hair reveal, that's a small price to pay. Get it? Like, to pay?
The Barn series.
It makes sense. Get that?
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different series that, and not even licensed. We could even go with unlicensed stuff that maybe these stores can't show because they're not family friendly all the time. Techie is Halloween people, bro. Tatted up Halloween people. They get it. You want to show that infomercial real quick, Erm? All right, go ahead and roll it. Amy has to get the audio right first. The House of Misadventure say, I want to see more of the original animatronics because the two were insane. I'm telling you, sometimes even with licensing, the licensed stuff, it's dope because the creators over at Techie get to bring to life some of their favorite characters of all time. But their brains and the stuff that they come up with can be way creepier sometimes because they're not handcuffed by a license. You know what I mean? So licensing stuff is dope. They can do their own takes. They can, like, you know, like the Killer Clown stuff, how it looks creepy.
All right, I think I'm ready.
You ready?
I think so.
Okay, let's go ahead and see if it works now.
Hey guys, it's Savannah, and we are back with another officially licensed limited edition collectible. This is our 1/4 animated plush collectible set, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, one of my absolute favorites. Now these are exclusive only here in the link below. You will not be able to find these anywhere in store. And these are crowdfunded. So once we're able to sell 1,200 sets, we're going straight to manufacturing to bring them to you. And as we get closer to goal, we'll be sending you updates so you can watch the manufacturing process of your Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's only 250 bucks. That's a steal. So make sure you click the link below. You're gonna have to get these as soon as possible because these will sell out. So be sure to order yours today. And as always, happy haunts.
We got so much to show you guys. This is the tip of the iceberg. But again, we got to show Techie that we're doing this shit. That, yo, we want to be able to take control. You know what I mean? Imagine doing like a Tremors animatronic. Or the Blob. Something just completely outside the box. All right, I feel like I've been talking for a minute. Let's see what the folks got to say. You want to do the Q&A, Erm?
Yes, give me a second here.
Juice Tim Boy, we're going to have demos coming up here very shortly, being uploaded to the website. I mean, to the website and to the YouTube.
All right, so we're doing Q&A?
Yep, go ahead and roll the Q&A.
Man, let me ask you something.
You wanna know something about me? Ask me. I'm right here. What you wanna know?
So right here, guys, this is, if you're new to the live or you ain't been on the live in a minute, this is when you guys ask me anything, and I mostly answer anything unless you're just off the wall crazy. All you have to do is at the Psychotic Circus of Savannah. There's a lot of you in here, so I will try to get to your questions. There's no guarantee. If you absolutely positively have to have your question answered, send over a super chat. we'll be able to answer that for show, as long as I said it's not correct. You're not asking some personal stuff. No, oh my God, look how old I look when I do that. Hey, y'all, listen up here, boy. Oh, and back in my days. All right.
Ready?
Yeah, we got some questions.
Yes.
You can
Let's
bring them up
see.
on screen.
Yep. JB Holiday said, "What was your whole experience like inside Techie?"
That is a great question. So, I have been to Techie multiple times. Almost every time that I go to Chicago.
Applause to our newest carny.
That's what I'm talking about. Sam C. Every time that I go up to Chicago, I usually make a stop over at Techie. So I've been over there more than a few times. Amy was with us the last time that I went through there. Amy, seeing how it was the first time that you had gone, do you want to kind of talk about the experience that you had before I talk about mine?
Yeah. So I didn't know what to expect, but being able to walk inside of their warehouse and see all of the different props that they had was super, super cool. I think that obviously they know what they're doing. They're super creative, and yeah, it was a really, really amazing experience, and I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity to go and take a tour.
Yeah, for me, it was incredible because the way that Techie is set up is on one side it's the business side, on the other side it's the fun side, I'd like to say, right? So on the business side, you do have a samples room where they are going through the samples and telling the factory, change this, don't change this, love this, don't love this, this material's wrong, this material's right, etc., etc. They have on that side, pretty much the offices that do the business, that do their shipping and their receiving and all of their day-to-day business pieces. And then what I would consider to be the more creative side is on a different part. And in that part is where the folks that design are. And as soon as you walk in, there is horror posters everywhere. They have a showroom of animatronics from years past and animatronics that are upcoming, as well as animatronics that are even upcoming to the upcomings. And their showroom is just, it's as if you're walking through a haunted house.
Holla! I just got a dollar.
Stranger haunts, we will get to that question in just a moment. And then where we filmed our infomercial, that's in another, almost like a meeting room, I guess you could say, but filled with pretty much the history of Techie, going back from some of the first stuff that they had ever done to stuff that is not released to stuff that will never be released. And it's just super dope. It feels like a haunter's home there, because that the people who work there deep down inside are like how we are. They love this. So my experience there has always been amazing. Love everybody at Techie.
All right, next is the $2 super chat from Stranger Hunts, and it says, Psychotic Search of Savannah, is FNAF likely?
So that's a thing that has been discussed. I can't say if it's likely, if it's unlikely, because again, we're still at the infancy of this. I can say that if these items are successful, that's something that I want to push for. I want animatronics at animatronics, bruh. Good question, though.
Next question is from Logan the Simple Clown. When will the life-size killer clowns be available to pre-order?
I cannot discuss that just yet. as soon as I know, you guys will know. I mean, at this point, you guys found out the website before we even dropped it on you. So, but I do. I'll just
You'll
say
find
that.
out at some point.
You'll
very
find
soon.
out as soon as I know. I'll make sure you guys know.
Alrighty, next question is from Same Hines Haunt. Do you like Jason Voorhees?
I'm not a super Friday the 13th fan. The first concept, the first film, knowing that it was the mom, hate to spoil a movie that's 40 years old, is dope. After that, it just gets to the point where it's like, what? You know, we saw real Jason pop out of the lake in the first one, and he looked like a 12-year-old boy. Next couple movies, all of a sudden, he's a 35-year-old man. I'm not really a big fan of them, but also, you know, all of those 80s, late 70s, early 80s films have had their ups and downs, have had crappy sequels after sequels after sequels. So,
Hello, I am.
Giuseppe.
Thank you. Are you doing a haunt this year?
We are probably not doing a haunt this year. We're probably doing a display. We do help out the 5 Points Haunted House in Chicago. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, check out 5 Points. They just won, or we just won, however you want to word it, best new haunted house in Chicago.
I do want to clarify, we are going to be doing I know he did say display, but we are going to be doing a walkthrough display. Halloween is on Friday this year. So we definitely want to make sure that
It's a new concept for what we're doing.
Right.
Is what we'll say. Will you hit Senior Haunters? This one? Yes.
Senior Hunter says, how much is shipping for the Killer Clowns from Outer Space dolls?
Savannah hair reveal, that's a small price to pay. Get it? Like, to pay? Get it? It makes sense. Get that?
Alicia. We got to get to that in just a second. Senior Haunter. How much is shipping on TechieCreations.com? Shipping is always free. It is always included in the price of what you were getting. We don't want you guys looking at it and going, oh, and then I got to calculate some weird shipping that nobody tells me until after I've already saved up my money on this. Nah, bro. Shipping is always included. Great question, though.
All right, we're going to get to the super chat. Alicia Reichel, oh my goodness, $50.
Girl.
No question, just great to see y'all live.
Absolutely love you, girl. This is super dope. Thank you so much. Hope that you like the Killer Clowns from Outer Space stuff we just showed. So you were a freaking sweetheart. And I love your picture here because your dog's nose and mouth looks like your nose and mouth. The way it looks like you have a white goatee, kind of. I don't think I've ever been able to see that without my glasses. But dude, you're amazing. Thank you so much for that. And you've always been a huge supporter of the channel and a huge supporter of us. And so we appreciate you more than you know. So thank you so much.
Artem Skeleton said, what animatronics would you like to design with Techie in the future?
Great question. So personally, me, yeah, I do want to do some licensed stuff, but I also, I want to not do licensed stuff. One of the first things that people were asking in our Discord when they, found out, oh crap, Savannah's doing something with Techie, is your logo, this dude back here, going to become an animatronic? That'd be fresh if it did. That's what we're hoping someday we can do that. And then there were also there was also a flurry of, what about this one? What about that one? What about this? What about that? For me, I want to see a bearded woman, like a bearded lady that you'd see in a circus. Nobody's done it. Why? It's like, get some circus people, the strong man. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get some, that's on the circus side of stuff. And then for the non-circus side, bro, there are so many different wicked concepts that I would like to do, but also just opening up the books at Techie and seeing what they've drawn and their ideas that they've, I don't think you guys understand what you're in for if we get this successful. It changes the game. Severely changes the game.
All right, next up is from Isaac. How do you get in touch with these companies? Because I would love to work at Techie when I'm older. And would you like to see more girl animatronics?
So great questions. Two questions here. So I'm going to start on the second one first. So would I like to see more girl animatronics? Yes, but I don't want to see hoe animatronics. When we go to these conventions, it seems like the women are always big boobs that are sticking out and just like kind of, you want to delete that real quick,
Savannah
Amy?
hair reveal, that's a small price to pay. Get it? Like, to pay. Get it? It makes sense. Get
Yeah,
that?
but except it showed up on the screen. And hopefully you blocked that, dude. Mm-hmm. What a dumbass, paid $2 for that. Jackass. Anyway, I'd like to see more girl animatronics, but I don't want to see sexualized animatronics. I don't want to see little kid animatronics either. Like I said, I want to see like a bearded lady. I want to see, like the sword swallower that came out at Morris. Why couldn't that have been a woman? You know what I mean? Like some of this stuff is just male, 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 male. I'd like to see more female stuff. And then how do you get in touch with these companies is, well, I think it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Luckily, because we've grown such a reputation in the community, it was fairly easy for them to get in contact with us because we have all of our contact on our stuff. And at that point, it was just making sure that everybody was aligned with what we both wanted to get out of that relationship. And, but if you're looking to work there, first and foremost, you got to live in Chicago. I believe SVI. So Jemmy is here in Dallas, Texas. Techie is in Chicago. SVI is in Southern California. Spirit is in New Jersey. Distortions is, I want to say, is it Colorado, I believe? A lot of them are on the West Coast. So, depending on where you live and how you want to work there, I think that starts dwindling down what avenues you can take. So just do some research on Google.
Oh, I think. Did you answer this one? JV Holiday asked, can anyone just walk inside the Techie building?
No, and I don't see that on screen either.
Oh, there you go. Sorry about that.
I don't believe that's how it works. Matter of fact, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, every time we've gone, they have to buzz you in and then buzz you in and then buzz you in. So, no, I don't believe that's how it works, that anybody can just walk in there.
Next is from Senior Hunter. Opinion on Valak.
I think it so far is the best animatronic that Spirit has released this year.
Let's see here.
And I think the face sculpt of it looks amazing. I'm really interested in the way that the mech works. I think by far it is the best animatronic that Spirit has released this year.
Ryden says, are you going to show the demos for the Bat and the Reaper on stream?
So we will show demos for the Bat, and when you say the Reaper, I think you're meaning the band member, but it won't be on this stream. Keep watching the website. You'll see demos on the website. You will also see, we will upload, whether it be in a short or on our community tab. We'll let you guys know when that's ready for you guys to see. Again, this is just now coming to market today.
LJ Haunt says, when do you think Spirit will post more of the Spirit lineup?
I think this weekend we're going to see more. I think that it's the 4th of July weekend. Most people have a 3-day weekend. Most people are going to be kicking it around their house and scrolling on their phones, and they're hoping that they'll be able to catch people's eyes who maybe don't collect on a regular. I think we're going to see stuff this weekend.
Count Gordula, did I say that right? Said, I just saw Techie's history page on their website. Is this
Savannah
true?
hair reveal, that's a small price to pay. Get it? Like, to pay. Get it? It makes sense. Get that?
If you think it's true, it's true. There we go. We'll put it that way.
All right, we're going to do a couple more questions. Senior Hunter said, will you be getting Bullseye this year?
So far, I believe we're going to. Haven't seen him yet. He just looks like mashed potatoes right now, but I have a feeling we are going to. He looks like he's freaking amazing. Also, I believe on the next live stream, we will have the dolls in hand again to show you guys everything up close and personal. We'll also be going live on TikTok to push people to check them out.
All righty, and we got a super chat from Armed Card Breaks, $5. My 7-year-old is excited about the Killer Clowns from Outer Space dolls. Pre-ordered ASAP. We were told by Cheeto. How do you say that? Chiato Bros. He has the largest Killer Clowns from Outer Space collection they've ever seen.
Maybe it's Chiodo, I believe, but the biggest Killer Clowns from Outer Space collection.
Check that out.
That is dope. Shout out to your 7-year-old son, man. I'm a huge Killer Clowns. Matter of fact, I have a tattoo on my back. When am I getting my next session?
Sunday, I believe.
I got a tattoo I'm working on my back that has Killer Clowns from Outer Space on it. My whole back from I think you can even start to see part of it up here, and it goes all the way to the bottom of my back. So, right on, dude. That's super dope. Don't be a stranger to the channel. I'd love to see your son's collection. That's fresh.
Oh, and I think that this is a good one too. The animatronic guy, is the pre-order number updated?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
Yeah, last we checked, it was not updated. Earlier today, we've been speaking with Techie to try and get an update on that, but we definitely are going to be updating everyone to let you know where we stand.
The thing with the website is that the website has never done a numbered, showing in real time order numbers. And so this is the first time that they've ever done that. And, again, this is brand new. You guys kind of found it before we even were going to bring it to life. So it was like, oh crap, here we go. So, we are checking with them. Again, it's a 3-day weekend. So possibly, they will work on it over the weekend, or it might have to wait until Monday until everything is updated.
And the animatronic guy, 58 of 1,200, is not accurate.
That has been the number it's been shown since around 10 o'clock.
Yeah, no, it's not that, but we will definitely update you.
Yeah. All right, you said a couple more questions?
Yep. Hello, I am
Giuseppe
said, do you think
she's
Spirit
dyslexic?
will
Sorry,
bring back Pennywise this year?
I do think that Spirit is bringing back a Pennywise. I don't necessarily know if it is one that we have seen in the past. Actually, I kind of don't think it's one we've seen in the past. I kind of do. I kind of think it's that jumping up one that came out a couple years ago. The legs pop up and he just goes like, "Hey." It's like he goes on his tippy toes. Hey. But we'll see. Let's take maybe 2 more.
Let's see. What are your predictions about Backbend Bonnie?
Backbend Bonnie, I think it's going to be like a bloodthirsty Betty except standing. Which, is cool because I don't think we've seen it in a standing piece before. But you know which one I liked kind of more than that? Remember that one they had a couple years ago that went with its neck?
Oh yeah, yep.
Well,
Sonia had that one. Oh my gosh.
I don't remember what her name was. But I like stuff like that that's a little bit different. You know what I mean? Let's click on Mimi's because I saw it pop up a couple times.
This one? Mimi,
yes.
Savannah, would you please make the Killjoy the clown animatronic, please?
So I'm very familiar with Killjoy the clown. I've seen the movie I think twice. Not the best. not the best movie. I'm sure the license is very easy to get. We still have to make sure that like there's an audience for it. I don't know if there's a huge audience for Killjoy, but you know, I'd love to do some research on it. He's a badass looking clown, though. I will say that.
Foxy the Pirate said, I'd love to see the FNAF animatronics, but I'm afraid they will be so expensive I can't afford them. Do you think that that will be the case, especially if there's more than one?
I think it depends on where it comes from, who makes them. You know, if this is something made by, let's say, you know, just for instance, Techie is making it and they're releasing it at Spirit, I don't think they're going to be super expensive. If, you know, SVI is making it and they're releasing it at Home Depot, it might be a little more expensive, right? Some of the stores tend to change their pricing. Is Lowe's and Home Depot, their pricing is kind of completely two different markets right now. So I think it just matters on how it's released. If it's done on Techie Creations, the quality would probably be bigger, but would probably be more expensive. The other thing is, I don't think that they would do more than one at a time if they do it. I think that they would first start off with Freddy. This is all, I know nothing about Five Nights at Freddy's or anybody who owns a license or anything. This is purely speculation. But I do think that whatever company does end up doing it, they will start off with Freddy, and then depending on how well Freddy sells, which I imagine would be amazing, you know, would come Chica and Springtrap, and those are the Bonnie. I think those are the only ones I know the name of. For somebody who's never played the game, never seen anything about it, I knew 4 characters. That's pretty damn good.
I Am Alive says, can I make my Halloween animatronic ideas for the Techie Creations site?
I don't know if that's really how it's going to work. You can always, I mean, I'd be more than interested in checking them out, but again, I can't promise. They have so many original ideas that by all means you can always, you know, shoot them over and I'll check them out, but I'm not sure exactly how they plan on doing that after we get this whole piece successful.
And also there are a lot of people that send their drawings to the Techie
directly.
offices, and they actually sometimes will hang them up, like our Wall of Fame.
Yep.
They also have their own Wall of Fame.
Yeah, Techie has, just like how all you guys have drawn this stuff and sent it to us over the years, Techie has the same. And so you can always send it there. Can't necessarily you know, promise anything. So but yeah, I urge you to keep trying, keep thinking, keep using your imagination, keep thinking outside of the box. You know what I mean? I will say that there are some folks like Brick who started making his own mechs. Folks like Jacked Up. Is it Builds now or Productions? Builds, right? Productions. Jacked Up Productions, who literally just said, all right, you know what? I'm going to make my own props, and sold his props at East Coast Haunters convention. So, you know, there's definitely some things you can think about on different ways to go about it. I do want to answer one last question, Amy, and make it a woken nightmare real quick.
Okay. He says, outside of the box thought, but what about animatronics of Dr. Loomis or Laurie Strode?
I doubt that these will happen, because not only do you have to have the license to the character, but you also have to have the license to the actual actor to use their likeness. And we also all saw what happened when they made the Buddy the Elf animatronic. For some reason, real human beings don't look good when produced as animatronics. They don't really get the likeness too well. So I think it would just be incredibly expensive. Sonia just said The Widow out of nowhere, like 45 minutes later.
Wicked Weatherman's here, and he has been a member for 17 months. Happy 4th of July. Halloween time, July 5th.
That's what I'm talking about. Boy! He just now showed up right at the very end. Damn.
Right at the very end.
Just made it in
weatherman.
time though, brother. You need to go back and watch. There's a long live stream, a lot of stuff discussed. A whole lot. That's how much. Whole lot. So make sure that you go back, watch the live stream. You guys, again, tell folks about TechieCreations.com. Push them on the site. Again, this is the tip. This is us dipping our toe into the pool of hunter-controlled creations, essentially. So, yeah, I mean, with that being said, guys, I love you. Amy loves you. We do this for you guys. Again, you know, this is us just grinding away to make sure that we can do something dope for the community. So, love you guys. Stay hydrated. Bullies suck, as always. If you see someone being a bully, check them. And if you yourself are being a bully, talk about it, bro. And if you're getting bullied, go get some help. Ask for some assistance. There's more than enough people that love you and that will stand up for you. E.G. Haunts, we said make sure that you stay tuned for him. So, love you guys so much, and we will see you next time. Happy haunts. Peace out.
Oh yeah. It ain't over, mother fathers. Where'd everybody go? There's 100 people in this thing. Now there's like 6.
25.
20 whatever!
What's
That's the sound that
freak?
Jaden was making on his video earlier.
Oh yeah. He was rapping. He was rapping.
My name is Jaden.
Ew.
Today's such a good day. I think I'm probably going to go check out the Spirit animatronics that have come out this week. Let me go to my computer real quick, check them out. Log on.